The officers heard sobbing and barking from the little trailer. It was in terrible shape. There were chips in the paint, yellowed draperies, and dusty walls. Metal police were on the door. "Is someone present?" they exclaimed. "Policemen!" Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. The cops intended to kick down the metal door because, despite the barking, they could not hear the cries. They felt queasy from the smell. They found the source of the stink from within. The 911 workers in Florida were accustomed to managing a wide range of calls, including those involving fights and disruptive conduct. They'd even had phone pranks. However, the emergency response line staff members were trained experts who understood what to ask, such as, "Where are you located?" when the call was genuine. "Are you having problems? Have you suffered any injuries?" But what would happen if the caller was mute or deaf to the questions? Mary started her shift Tuesday morning energized from the 2 cups of coffee she had consumed before taking her station. She was wide awake now, sipping her 3rd cup of coffee, turning on her computer, and putting on her headphones. Since they had just switched the morning and night shifts, the workplace was quite quiet. She had no clue what was ahead of her on this fateful day. 911, what's your state of emergency? Mary had repeated the same question incessantly every day for the last 3 years. She was holding out. She wasn't in the mood for the jokers who preyed on the night shift, and it was just after 8 in the morning. "Hello? Hi there. 911? Hello? Hi there." She put her headphones in her ears more tighter and turned up the volume. Then she heard a voice of tragedy. A boy said, "Mom?" Mary became aware at once. Why was this youngster called by 911? "Are you hearing me?" she inquired, but all she heard was baby language, which she was unable to comprehend. "Is your father or mother present?" Mary heard dogs barking and wailing on the other end. "Hello? Hi there, are your parents present with you?" the boy said in a whisper. "No." And the hair on the back of her neck sprang up. Mary worried since she could not understand the youngster and vice versa. "Make a call to your parents. Please let them know that someone is on their cell phone." There was a rustle through her headphones. Her question was if the mother of the kid had suffered any harm. "Oh no, she's gone out," the toddler said in response. Mary persisted in her inquiries, but the responses were hardly heard. How does she help this little child? "Would you be open to having a phone conversation with me?" Mary questioned, urgently trying to pinpoint the boy's location with her keyboard. To achieve this, though, she had to keep the toddler glued to the phone. "Am I hearing your dog?" It was a deafening bark. "What is your name? What is your age?" Nothing. Nothing. "Are you present?" The call then went off. Luckily, Mary already knew exactly where the child was. She kept an eye on the call to Oak Hill, Florida, and dispatched a few of officers to look into it. The police discovered more than they had anticipated when they got to the trailer park. There was a really dirty hut there. There were 3 dogs, 2 in a cage and 1 on the free, looking aggressive. The officers called animal control before they broke inside the house. However, where was the little one? The girl, 3 years old, in the corner had placed the call. She was with her younger sister, and they were both bursting out of their diapers, so she wasn't alone. They appeared to be hungry as well. All that was discovered in the freezer by the cops was slime and mold. For what duration were these kids left alone at home? Their mother wasn't there. How could any parent put their kids in such horrible situations? Then they witnessed a horrifying sight. A handgun rested in the middle of the coffee table. The young child grabbed it up and started to wave it about. She laughed at the police officers and even pointed it. However, they found out it was loaded. When the police removed it from the youngster, they couldn't help but wonder, who would leave kids unattended with something so deadly? As soon as possible, the police made a call to the Department of Youngsters and Families in order to take the youngsters out of their horrible situation. It was time to track out the mother now. Yahaira Torado, 26, took 6 deputies and 2 hours to find. It had barely been 5 minutes, the mother informed the police. She said her kids had been sleeping well when she left to go have coffee with a friend. But Torado had really departed on her golf cart around 7:30 a.m., according to a neighbor. When faced with the truth, Torado admitted her error. It dawned on the police that she had not intended to check on her kids for hours. She wouldn't be able to avoid responsibility that easy. Police detained Tirado and accused him of 2 charges of abusing a kid without causing substantial physical injury. She was surprised to see herself incarcerated. Her bail was... The bail bondsman set her bail at $5,000, allowing her to return home to her 3 pets. However, many people who found out about what she had done would never forgive her or forget that she had placed her kids in danger. Tirado's 3-year-old daughter and the newborn were placed into state care as investigators worked to evaluate her suitability as a mother. But given what had happened, it's reasonable to believe that the state had serious doubts. The scenario was heartbreaking when the authorities initially arrived at the mobile home, according to witnesses. Fortunately, though, the kids were in good health and didn't go hungry at night. The 911 operator who kept the youngster on the phone for 8 minutes is deserving of more recognition than the cops themselves. She managed to stay on top of the call the whole time thanks to her efforts. She was able to maintain the child's attention by being composed and quiet. Mary did not abandon her children, even though Tirado did. Even with the toddler screaming and dogs howling in the background, she was able to maintain control of the situation. She ultimately succeeded in saving the kids, but she was left with a terrifying tale to share. Though it should never happen, what occurred to Tirado's children is more common than people realize. Mary was trained to handle circumstances like these. Fortunately, emergency personnel are on duty around the clock to ensure everyone's safety. Above all, they provide assistance to individuals who are unable to care for themselves. After receiving a troubling call, Mary was able to save these children and avert a catastrophe. Without a doubt, Mary merits a promotion. I appreciate you seeing. Would you kindly like and post the video on social media? We'll return to you as soon as we can. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.